Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is my 91 four-wheel drive F150 300 straight six. I got it all taken apart right now. It's about 85 degrees in this garage. Took the fuel injectors out and had them all cleaned by Eric Durr, Fuel Injector Service. He did a fantastic job. They were pretty much good to go after this truck sat for 15 years. You know, I was really surprised that they actually sprayed the way they were supposed to and the correct amount. And he said there was a few of them that wouldn't shut off all the way. When they were in the closed position, they would still drizzle just ever so slightly. But I'm going to, while I got this thing down, I'm going to take this air intake temp sensor. This is just a dummy sensor that I got cut down. It's actually a water temp sensor, but I just got it stuffed in the hole for now. But that is going to be moved because on the 300 straight six, the intake actually sits right over the exhaust. So if you can see it, this is actually the exhaust right here that comes out. Here's the intake port and the injectors. But it's so close to it that, you know, you're picking up a ton of heat right here. So, and this has always been a trick for, like, I'm guessing like all fuel injected vehicles, because I remember everyone's always talked about moving these things for like a, you know, very minimal performance gain. When it detects that the air temperature is really hot like that, the computer just naturally takes timing out. So what I'm going to do is just move that sensor and splice in a piece of wire, and it's going to run over here to the air box, which I have that taken out, and it's just going to go in the lid over here so that it's detecting what's actually going in the truck, but the sensor's not going to get heat soaked. So I'm hoping now put a little power back into it. And I also bypassed the belt for the smog pump, and that's all getting deleted. There used to be you know, smog pumps sitting right here, and it just essentially is to keep the cat clean and help with emissions. So it would inject air pre catalytic converter, and the exhaust actually comes out this way to go out and down out the back. But the cat has been deleted, a little bit slightly bigger exhaust pipe, deleted the resonator, and we put a stainless MagnaFlow muffler stock exit location. And but if you look at it, it actually injects air the opposite way into the exhaust. So I'm not sure if it's going to gain a whole lot. I've been told that it doesn't gain, it's just very minimal. But this one being injecting air the opposite way of the exhaust flow, I don't know, it might pick up a little more. And the EGR has also been deleted. So if you look right here in the factory EGR harness, there's a plug, and I can't remember the name of this company. Maybe I'll put it in the description, but this was like 35 bucks. It's just a like a resistor in there that's glued and a nice plug, but not too bad. But they say the EGR should really make quite a bit of difference. So there's actually a plug down here in one of the manifolds. I'm not going to be able to get a good shot, but you could see this manifold here. There's actually two on a straight six, and there's one back here. And just behind where my finger's at, it's going to focus on my finger, but right about there, just below that flange, there's a threaded port. And so it actually The computer tells it to open up, and it just recirculates exhaust gases back into the intake. And that's the whole reason why the intake normally gets really nasty. So this is the intake, and so that's just a basic plate that I made. They'll sell you those online, but I had this scrap material, and the bolts actually broke on me just because it gets heat cycled so many times, and I actually broke one off, so I had to re-drill a hole next to the broken one, tap it, and then run these 2 bolts in, and put a little black silicone between it. But I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's hard to tell, but you can see on the outside where, right here where that little black exhaust ring, see it's all nasty right there, that whole intake looks like that internally. And when I actually pulled the inlet air temperature sensor, I'm not sure where it's at. I cleaned it already anyways, but it was just totally gunked up, and from a lot of videos that I looked up, you know, it'll get all nasty and it'll make it have false readings and stuff like that. Got a little bit of an issue when I deleted the smog pump injection, and that's why you see that right there. That one broke off. The middle 4 I pulled out, and mind you, all these were soaked with PB for a whole 24 hours. Just kept dousing them over because I knew it wouldn't be fun. And pulled these middle 4 out and just welded up the ends and put a little silicone on there before I ran it in. And you know, I could have just welded the tube or cut them off and welded the end of the tube, but there's a tube that actually runs across here and ties all of them in as one, and that tube was actually cracked. So didn't know that until I got the intake off. But see, there's another one on the back. I just flattened, you know, kinked that tube up just to kind of pinch it off, and then hammered it flat and shut, and then put this almost like a high temp JB weld over it. And I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but if it doesn't, I can pull it apart and address that issue later. But so is the Blue Magic Thermo Steel Quick Steel, and this stuff's pretty easy to apply. You just take a screwdriver and you just mix it up really, really good, and it's got like a real gritty, sandy type texture to it, and it kind of looks liquefied on top when you first open it. You just mix it up together really, really good, and it's supposed to withstand 2400 degrees, 1300 Celsius. But you know, read the directions. I see a lot of people that this might not work for me, but a lot of people apply this wrong. You know, I've seen some guy try to glue glass to steel or cast iron container for a stove, and it says for steel and iron. Welds holes and cracks in iron and steel. Nothing about glass. Maybe there's a different product for that, but so, and you got to get it really clean, wire brush it, and then don't start the vehicle. If you're going to put it on a vehicle, don't start the vehicle right away. I've seen another video where a guy applied it to a muffler and was like, oh, it's been about 20 minutes, I'm going to start it. I think it says it hardens within 4 hours, but give it 24 hours, and then you're supposed to, don't quote me on this, maybe heat cycle it the first time, you know, get a little bit of heat in it before you go, you know, cracking on the thing. But so I picked this up at like O'Reilly's for like $10, so it was just worth a shot. I think those tubes right here in this air injection You know, like I said, it was like there was a tube that comes off of here out of this fitting, and there was a big tube that connected them all together all the way down this line. And these ones obviously got welded, but these two that broke off in the cylinder head, I didn't want a chance trying to back them out or play with them too much, break them off even worse, or have the stuff break down in the cylinder head or do some more damage here. So, and then I was afraid to weld on it because cast iron takes a specific filler, and I don't have a whole lot of experience, but from what I've seen, you have to get it up to temperature, and then after you get done welding it with the specified filler, it has to be cooled gradually. So there's like a special process to it to really do it right, and I just didn't want to take the chance and cause more issues here. So I'm trying this first. I think this will probably work. Just thought that would be the best option. But right now I am taking this, can't remember what it's called, but it's like a lifter cover. The lifters are in here and the push rods come down. And I don't know if I mentioned, this is a 300 straight 6, but this gasket was like $3. Sorry, it was like $3, and this whole side of the motor is like super oily. And I don't know if you can see this, I'll get a better shot, but you know, there's a ton of oil all over it, and everything under it's oily. I mean, you look back there and it's really bad. So while I had the intake off, I'm going to replace that. So this is actually my tow rig for the race car. You guys know this is my Curl Racing channel. So that's actually the race car over there, spending all my time on the tow rig. But I got to get this thing ready and get it to where it works the way I want to. So it just seemed really sluggish, and I'm trying to fix a few minor issues on it. Finally got a shifter boot in it. It was loud as could be in the cab, and there was just a lot of engine noise coming in the cab, and you couldn't hardly talk to somebody sitting next to you. It was so freaking loud. But brand new shifter boot, and oh man, it really made a heck of a difference. So I'm really happy about that. I'll turn the camera back at me. There's the race car again, you guys. So I haven't got a whole lot of time on it. I'll just hit on this for a minute because I'll get more videos of this later on. But just moved in the shop, so I haven't had a whole lot of time, and I've been trying to put you know, I got a ceiling going in here. It had no ceiling, so it just wouldn't hold any air or heat. The wood is super high right now. I mean, what you're looking at, I don't know if I'm getting a really good shot at it. That's a heater I was building for when it gets cold. Hopefully that'll be all done and set in for the winter time, but I'll just hit on this real quick. So you can see that half of the ceiling, all right there. It's all the way done until the back, because that's where that heater is going to go, is in that back corner. And I can't finish that back corner until I get the tubes to run in here. And I got the piping go through the roof. That's all right here, all stainless, insulated. And I got to get a squirrel cage fan to go on the back of this. That feeds air into the burn pot in there. That's where the air goes through, and it's superheated. There's a fire pot in there, and it heats up these tubes and pushes the air out. But so just a little somewhat quick video on what's going on with the over here at Curl Racing, trying to get the truck fixed up. Oh, also, what I almost forgot, so I went to take the air box off yesterday when I was doing the, I'll switch it back over to me so you guys can actually see me. Well, I don't know. I just got this phone, so I'm not sure how to do it. But right in that intake air box, which is actually right here, so this is like where the grill, front grill would be at. Kind of gets a little bit of a ram air effect. Well, I mean, there was and I'll try to put the picture in it if I can figure out how to edit the video for that, but there was a squirrel skull sitting right here, and this whole thing was almost jam-packed with like acorns and, you know, squirrel, I guess old squirrel guts. I saved the skull just because it's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine that was probably affecting some of the airflow into this truck, and partly the reason why I did that. Repainted the valve cover for it. Why I've been doing so much work on this truck, you know, engine-wise, and trying to get it a couple little changes on it to kind of help it out, it just seems like it's got plenty of power. It runs and drives. It's got plenty of power first through third gear. It's a 5-speed, and once you get into fourth, it just flatlines. And you know, fifth gear, unloaded, no trailer, nothing in it. It just, man, fifth gear is almost too much for it. It just almost no passing power. You have to downshift it to fourth to really get it to go anywhere, and still at that, it just, you know, just doesn't have the speed like it should. So I mean, hopefully all this, and especially the squirrel being in the air intake, will help it out, you know, getting all that cleaned out. So there's some more small stuff sitting on the floor. I don't know if you guys can really, not going to be able to see this really good, but that's the stock exit. I didn't want dual pipes on a 6-cylinder, but just want to keep it looking stock-ish. But it's all mandrel bent. Let's see if I can get a, that's a stainless MagnaFlow, 3-inch in, 3-inch out. Real nice pipe. You know, he did a real good job on it. Really, really good job. See, that's where the factory pipe comes into, and then it gets slightly bigger at the Y. And then I think that's factory 2 1/4. Don't quote me on that. And he went to dual 2 1/2, merges into a 3-inch, and you know, pretty nice setup. It's not overly loud, but so that's just showing you where I'm at right now. So I'm going to continue to work on getting that side cover off, and I'll give you guys maybe an update after I get this thing back together. But all right, feel free to subscribe and like the video. Ask any questions that you want. I'll try to answer as best as I can. So we're getting ready to do kind of a launch in our 91 F150 300 straight 6, after we did the fuel injector cleaning, the smog pump delete, the EGR delete, and deleting the cat. You guys seen all that in the video, so here we go. mild pull. I wasn't really trying to be on it too hard, but just wanted to show you guys. It definitely runs a lot better after fixing all the minor issues and having the injectors clean and stuff like that. That way I can actually use it as a tow rig, make it up to speed on getting on the highway. But it definitely runs a lot better.